I'm going to do a toolbox tour. I'm going to get to the point, and real quick, you're watching this because A, you like metal and you're bored, in which case, pause the video and fix something. 2 is you want to know what are the real tools you're going to need. Now, I'm a retired mechanic, but I'm not going to say, hey, I'm retired. I still fix. Now, for me, the toolbox is going to be organized. I still leave a lot of room for adding extra tools that are going to be related to the drawer itself. So here we got, you know, building stuff, levels and whatnot. Again, I would recommend getting a strap oil filter wrench. These are pretty much the only way to get those nasty filters where they forget to put the oil around the gasket. Cutting stuff and whatever, chisels and whatnot. Now some of these are ancient. This is a Craftsman. This thing is badass. It's probably 8 years old. Here's an old Stanley Professional, back when they were still made in the US. Gotta have your tin snips, the old Craftsman style. I think these are the WFs. Those of you that know Craftsman tools know. And open ends and the crow's feet. Now I do a combination of using the Toolbox Widgets, which, hey, I wouldn't mind that they sponsored me because these are pretty cool, these little things. I'm not a fan of the little things they put on the top, like for the sizes, only because they don't have all the sizes yet, and I like things to be uniform. So I put these little stickers with numbers, and there you go. Metric and standard crow's feet, and an inspection mirror because I had nowhere else to put it. Now we got some chrome sockets and dog bones, a couple of these adapters, and I'm gonna have to talk louder now because the music is I'm not turning it down. Got some made in USA 70-tooth Williams. They're owned by Snap-on. I gotta say, in this one, my favorite ones are these cardons. They are amazing when, you know, you gotta get somewhere and you just cannot get it in any other way. Dog bones are pretty good, but like I said, I haven't really used them much. Screwdrivers. This is actually a pain in the butt to figure out. Now, those of you that wonder, this is a Mac Tools 50th anniversary box. Now the screwdrivers, a lot of these are pretty much long. I never use these as pry bars. Now you'll see a lot of Craftsman, but a lot of these are the ancient from the 70s and the 80s. So they've held up, I gotta say, and I've been using them. Of course I got Mac. This has done pretty well over time. Again, this is a 30-year-old. But my favorite tool of this one is this little guy. This is a friction lock ratchet. Stay back in there, right? You put it in, only spins in one direction. Like I can't move it that way, but I can move it that way. This is excellent for doing dashboard work. Getting those Phillips heads that just are in impossible positions. Got to have some Torx heads, Snap-on. Got a feeler gauges. I will be upgrading these soon. But again, a lot of these tools, you're going to be upgrading. That's why this is blank, because I figured I don't like cutting this a lot. I hate it. So, for example, this is the way this was just last week. And yesterday, I got this adapter, a 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch. And I cut it out, it goes in there. And I do have sockets, and I'm pointing there because you'll see where they are. But I want these to be adapters and whatnot. You know, I got like swivel sockets set, all sorts of adapters. I got the Craftsman extractor set with those funky helicoidal teeth. Yes, it's dark. I'm not going to apologize. Deal with it. Ah! And I got these Ernst made in USA little socket holders. What I like about them is you can start shifting them as I get more adapters. I can compress them and save on space. The idea is that if a tool is missing, like, what the hell just happened? I'm missing a tool. No, I am not. I thought this was a missing tool, but I'm wearing shades, alright? Because I want to look cool for you guys. Got it? There. It's a little 1/4 inch to 3/8. And I like that you can lock them, you twist to unlock. Anyway, it's a good system. They're very cheap. And they do come with these little stickers so you can see what the hell size you're getting. So that's pretty good. Yes, this is a 35mm snap-on. I use it for bearings for the Crown Vic. They're pretty good. That's a Craftsman. Now, what I recommend with sockets is don't go nuts with the snap-on stuff if you're just starting. Will this last? Probably not. This is whatever the hell this is. Oh, this is actually a great pneumatic, which of all the cheaper ones, they're not bad. As in, and I say cheaper as in not made in the US. Now this is the one I redid completely. Before it was a nightmare. What do I got here? I got a bunch of kits, and all of these kits have been things I've built over the years. I've adapted them to what I need specifically for one job. So you got ODB reader. Got a multimeter. Now you're gonna laugh, it ain't a fluke. I wish it was. It's a Craftsman, but it's been good. The tracer. Yeah, I'll show you that. Got a compression test. That's a surprise. Another surprise. And here I got those little hand pumpy things. We'll see how they hold up. Got a an X-Acto kit with also the whatever Morton, I forgot. I'm gonna put up the name for these scalpels. They are much sharper than the X-Actos, plus you don't have to worry about them being forged. Body panel removal kit that's mostly snap-on, some Mac, and some random cheaper ones. Alright, so got a KD compression tester. Now you've noticed I like to use this foam a lot. It also keeps it from jiggling and damaging itself. Now one thing I really hate is when you take your tools out and they get damaged. Alright, here we have one of the last made in USA die kit testers that are not a snap-on, not one of the expensive ones. Obviously you can see I built a kit for it, so it again doesn't shatter, doesn't shift and whatnot. Now my cookie box thing, this is a leak down test. I'm not going to put the whole thing out, but again, this is one of the types of tools you're going to make that specializes in vehicles that you may work on. This particular one is made for early 70s, actually 70s Fords with vacuum headlights and vacuum systems in general. So you have a slot to put your pressure gauge, or vacuum gauge rather. You're going to have a T and a check valve. So basically what you're going to do is you hook it up, let it sit, and then you're going to be checking the pressure, see if it drops or not. Hopefully it doesn't. Then we got our ODB. Yes, you're gonna laugh again. It's a cheapo little thing because I don't work on a lot of modern cars. It's a simple just scanner and delete tool. But it's again very useful. Now I do want you to notice I label each kit so I know the order they go in. Yes, I am that OCD! Huh! Yes, I'm crazy. We'll deal with it. Alright, got the multimeter kit in here. It's a simple Craftsman. It's worked well for me over the years. However, it's going to have some limits when it comes to the bus. So I will have to get a Fluke. I like these little Pelican cases. They're the 1060. I don't really care about the water tightness. I care about that they're sturdy and they don't let things rattle out. So, yeah. And now, this little bad boy. I even forgot I had it. So, how does this thing work? You turn this on. Alright. I'm not sure if you can see that light. It is very dim. There we go. Alright. And then you take this little guy and you start testing. You connect this to whatever wires you need. And you start searching. Nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here. Oh, we're getting close. See, not even touching it, and we're getting close. Oh yeah. That's the circuit we're looking for. Okay. Alright, so that's that. Everything is figure-outable. Here we have the bottom box, but actually this is also a middle box. It's been converted. And actually these are handed down to me. Alright. This is a 16 3/4 inch drawer, which is small, I know. This is where I got my plier drawer with all sorts of different pliers that I've had to use over the years. Including this little funky tool. Let's move so you can see better. This is a clamp maker. You use just regular old safety wire and you can hose up anything. And I have actually used it so far. Okay. What can I say? Nothing particularly fancy here or special, except maybe an original vice grip back when they were made in the US. Actually, I found that in the house I just bought. And here's your boot clamp for front wheel drive GM cars, which I need to do the cutout so I can grab it better. Here are the long tools. Long tools. Long, yeah. Right. Okay, so basically got some KD. This is a clamp compressor, brake spring tool, another brake spring tool right here. This is the old Herbrandt. We got some extensions, 1/4 inch and 3/8. Chain link remover. You gotta have your mechanical fingers. Definitely a speed handle. Now, those of you that worked on airplanes will know speed handles are basically your power drill, because you don't want sparks. Because too much power! But you gotta do it. And of course a shitty magnet and a pick set. You gotta have your picks for getting those little O-rings out. Now, I did leave a lot of room because I will be getting a snap-on pick set for the large silicone hoses that Bus has. And another large tool drawer. I got some random drivers. I did not feel like tossing them. These are the very old Craftsman style and some Japanese made cheapos. But they've been good and they got some oddball sizes, so they come in handy. Hammer, an original Craftsman mallet with that smoked hickory, whatever wood, I don't know. It looks pretty. I don't really use it much. And that's the problem with some tools. They get to the point where they're so old and they're so just cool that you don't want to use them, so you end up buying another one because whatever. You got to have your 460 channel lock and a angle torque tool. This is a Lyle, and that's pretty much it. Now, That's not all the tools I have though, because this box is fairly small and I'm still kind of looking. The pandemic BS has made it very difficult to find stuff on Craigslist that's good, so it'll have to do until then. I like using kits a lot, so I got my welding box with clamps, brushes, helmets, and up top you got, okay, you know, got your slag hammers and depth gauge meters. Of course you got your welding rods. Alright, anytime I move these or deal with these, I kind of like to align them. I gotta be a little careful with this box because it's not the best. It's kind of flimsy, to be honest. But it'll do. It'll do, pig. It'll do. Now I have my mobile little Craftsman, whatever this is, a 167 piece kit. I also recommend getting one of these because, you know, you just want to get on the road somewhere, somebody calls you, you just want to grab a kit and go. And this is pretty much pre-made. It's got everything you need for your average repairs. Bam! Now I've also added a couple of things the kit did not originally have, like the sleeves for the open ends. I added some extra extensions and some deep well sockets. So there it is. Now some of you guys will have to keep these inside of a toolbox, but I also recommend some of this stuff. I have the thermometer, the infrared thermometer, and a endoscope. It was a cheap little one. I'm not sure how long it'll last. It just has decent resolution, and it will save to memory, which I want to show you guys the stuff that I'll be doing, right? I got your punches, clamps, pullers kit, buzz box, lots of stands and whatnot. Now something you think, I don't know, maybe you'll think it's cool. I think it's cool. These are Petersen jack stands. They were rated for 10,000 pounds. If you have this, definitely do not use them for 10,000 pounds. There was a recall, people died. They were downgraded to 6,500. In fact, if you do a search on Petersen jack stands, you'll find the NHTSA recall letter. That's actually, I found out what these things were because I wasn't sure. And then we're back to our secondary toolbox. Think of it like my static toolbox. Yes, it's a TV thing. And last time I showed you a little bit. I do have some. These are all Grainymatic, by the way. This is the dual set. Right. With deep and long. It's a 3/8. Underneath I have it. I'm not going to show every single thing, but you get the idea. I got metric deeps. I think these are regular, but these are 1/2 inches. I got some more there. Also some Dewalts because I want to give them a try, see how they are, to be honest. These are the adapters, the extension kits and whatnot. Got my metal working kit. That's basically just some dollies and hammers and sacrificial tin snips. An old Schumacher battery charger. It is excellent, and I've had that for 15 years at least. I have a OTC. I think this is the American-made one. Of course, it's backwards. The OTC front-end service kit. I haven't used it yet, obviously. So then we have my tower of toolboxes. Pewdiepie wants to go to the moon with tambourines. I'm going to the moon with toolboxes! Huh! You've been challenged! You know Pewdiepie, yeah! Ha! Alright, got a little... Alright, got my temporary tool thing here. Now these are not real Craftsman. Uh-oh. Is Stanley gonna sue me? I don't care. Real Craftsmen were the ones made by Sears back in the day. Made with, you know, Danaher and, you know, the other various forges and whatnot. So, you got... The system is smart though. You know, they may not be real Craftsmen, they're Stanleys, but it's a great system if you're limited on space. And here, you've got to have the Milwaukee half-inch M18 fuel. This thing will take off the lugs on the bus. I got the 3/8 stubby. It's great for caliper bolts and whatnot. Now, I'm not going to give you every part number. However, if you do ask in the comments, I guarantee I will answer with the part number, serial number, everything, because when I'm on my computer answering your comments, I also have my inventory, which, yes, it's on the computer in a spreadsheet. Yep. I know it doesn't seem metal, but what's more metal than knowing what you got? Your property, your kingdom. Huh. And the little ratchet, it is not the fuel, but I deliberately wanted this one because it has a very small head. It gets into some of the areas where it's a pain in the butt to do with the newer one that has a stiffer head. Yes, it doesn't have the same amount of torque, but whatever. You'll also notice that I put some of the foam to keep these protected because I take care of my things. I use them hard, but I don't put them away wet. I clean them up and I oil them. Here we got the cutting box. Alright, speaking of whatever, this is a little chaotic, but you got your Dewalt angle grinder, sawzall. Those of you that have seen my videos know them already, so they don't need that much of an introduction. However, as I said before, if you want to know part numbers, model numbers, what blades they take, I got all this stuff ready to go. Just ask me. Then we got the... I have no idea what's in there. Oh yeah, cutting wheels. I always recommend keeping a good supply of grinding pads, cutting wheels, whatever you may need, so you don't have to go out to the store. The reason why I mark these is everything, you got room to walk by, and nothing will hit any of the cars if there's two or one or whatever. I work hard, but I work smart too. You know what? Yeah, I have a message. There was a guy when I was in training in the military, and he said, work smarter, not harder. You know what I say to that now? Work smarter and harder. Ugh. So, we got like a couple of tips for the air blowers, the little, you know, whatever. Valve stem tools and trucks, various styles. Fluid film. Blow gun, whatever you want to call it. Dual foot chuck, put in there. However, I will not be using these on the bus. I may use this. Really big for dualies, you know. Air gauge. True 50-foot hoses. I have a typical S506 Milton for cars. But for the bus, now you want to inflate split rims with 50 feet distance and while you chain the damn thing down, right? But the fitting on this damn thing is a 27 thread. I forgot the size. It's some really messed up size. You cannot find them. I just wanted to take this off, put an adapter, put a hose on it, you know, like a regular hose like this, and kind of connect it like that, right? So I can keep my distance, inflate it from afar, and not die stupidly. But Petersen sells one to the military. That's where I use them, in the Air Force. And they want $1,000 for the damn thing, and I'm not spending no $1,000 for it. What? Because I couldn't figure out how to make it myself? And if you want to do it, here it is. You take the S506, you cut it, alright? You put a barbed NPT fitting, a regular 1/4 inch NPT fitting, put a 3-way. I put their the coupler, a male coupler. Well, it doesn't really matter, whatever you got to fit. In this case, it's a male coupler, also an M style 1/4 inch NPT, and also importantly, the gauge, because these are notoriously unreliable and not precise. So I want to have a gauge to constantly monitor, inflate a little bit, let go, check the gauge out. And now I can inflate split rims without dying. So there you go. Now, while I do this, I do want to mention one thing. When you start doing these things, you start getting stronger, you get faster, you get smarter, because you start to think. And what I've noticed is, those of you again know me. You've seen the MRI, the X-rays. I have metal inside me. Bolts, plates, and things. I'm the Bionic Man. You can't get any more metal than that. And if I'm feeling stronger and faster, imagine how you'll feel. Yeah, I know. So stop. I know what you're thinking. Those of you, I know. Just do it. Do it. Yes, I know. Right now, you're seeing a side of me that's all pumped up and whatever, but it's necessary. It's needed. When you see people in basic training, why do you think they're going singing Jodies and all that?
Good for you! Good for you! Good for me! Good for me!
Because it's cool? No! It channels your strength, your primal energy, ancient primal energy that built civilizations and crushed others. And you are at war. And your weapons are your tools. And your enemy is a broken bolt, a disabled compressor. And you do what you gotta do to defeat that enemy. You've seen this. I'll show a couple of pictures. These are my daily routine bottles. I got some water bottles, some regular oil, you know, lube, tool lube, used motor oil and whatnot. Now, one thing I do want to mention, yes, that's an engine hoist and cones and a little small compressor, but if you want to protect from rust and whatnot, I recommend get an air conditioner and a dehumidifier. And I have, if you can see it real quick, my battery's about to die. It has a fitting that I've connected with a nozzle and a hose that goes outside so it can run 24/7. And the last thing I will leave you with, greases and oils and whatnot, because you need to have a supply of these. from acetone to fluid film to paint, enamels, Noxon, glass cleaner, starting fluid and transmission fluids and PB blast and red bearing grease and whatnot. You've got to have the supplies. And also, make sure that the box you keep all these flammables is metallic, because if there is something that goes on, you don't want to lose your baby. In my case, this is my wife. Now, another thing I do want to show you is, again, there's nothing wrong with having proper fire extinguisher systems and also marking it properly. Gotta have your med kit. Yes, we got a Corona Chan on her. And I know I went a little overboard with like sucking chest wound stuff. I don't know if you can hear me anymore. These are for eye wounds. You got some coagulant, trauma bandages, your typical gauze, out rubbing alcohol, regular band-aids. Also iodine. Gotta have your iodine. This Leukoplast or Duroplast 3M, and aspirin in case of a heart attack. Some people can't handle the heavy metal. So, subscribe if you want, but if you don't, I don't care. I do this because, and that's why. So, I am the heavy metal mechanic. Yeah. Different of the sprigli, czasuje ci żubetate.